All right, well, I am going to go over the Massachusetts state governor's mask mandate that came out on November 6th, okay? Because Governor Baker now wants you to wear a mask when you're outside. It doesn't matter if you're outside or inside, and it doesn't matter if you're social distancing or not. Governor Baker wants you to wear a mask. So I am going to share the order. So let's just look that over. So this is the revised order requiring face coverings in public places. So everybody knows that on May 6th, this was put into place that you had to wear a mask. And this has been interesting and challenging, to say the very least. So now he is requiring to wear a face covering, except as provided in section 2, and we'll get to that in a minute. All persons in Massachusetts over the age of 5 years old are required to wear a mask or cloth face covering over their mouth and nose when in public location, whether indoors and outdoors. Masks or face coverings are encouraged but not required for children between the ages of 2 and 5. Public locations include any place open to the public, blah, 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 blah. All right, so it says requirement to wear a face covering except as provided in section 2. So let's look at section 2, and I'll prove to you that nothing has changed here. Nothing has changed with this mandate. There are exceptions, just like there has always been exceptions to this mandate. Excuse me. Okay. So 2 exceptions. The face coverings requirement, section 1, shall not apply in the following circumstances. A, when a person is unable to wear a mask or cloth face covering due to a medical or disabling condition. Provide that a person who declines to wear a mask or cloth face covering because of a medical or disabling condition shall not be required to produce documentation verifying the condition, except as provided in section 3. So if you have a medical or disabling condition, you do not have to wear a mask, and you do not have to prove to anybody why you cannot wear a mask. That's extremely important. B, where a face covering would impede communication by with a person who has an hearing impairment or other disability. Well, in my mind, when you cover your face and you cover your mouth and you cover the movement of your mouth and your facial expressions, that is disabling communication on the very basic level. Everybody needs to see a face. Okay, C, when a person is inside a personal vehicle alone or with other household members only, you do not have to wear a mask. D, where applicable sectors safety rules issued by the Department of Public Health, blah, 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 blah. All right, so let's just talk about this for a minute, because Charlie Baker wants you to wear a mask while you're outside. But if you have a medical condition, you do not have to follow that, and nobody can ask you why, and you don't have to provide any documentation. Okay, but then when you go back to number 3, place of employment in schools, where an employee or other worker who is required to wear a face covering, blah, 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 it says due to medical condition, an employer may require documentation to verify the condition. It doesn't say they have to, because that's actually personal medical information, and that would be a privacy violation. They do not have to. He's saying they may require it, but they don't have to. So it is up to the employer to say, if you can't mask, I can't ask. And in my opinion, that should be on every single business owner's doorway. Yes, there is a mask mandate, but if you can't mask, we can't ask. We will assume you have a medical disabling disorder and you're not able to wear a mask. Period. End of story. Come in. All right, so let's go down where he says it can be enforced by the Department of Public Health, the local boards of health, and then you go down to here, it says guidance. The Commissioner of Public Health is directed to issue guidance subject to any approval to implement the terms of this order. So it is a public health guidance. It is not a law. I just keep hearing of people saying that I'm getting kicked out because they're saying it's a law. And we just need to educate people that this is not a law. The governor does not have the legislative power to make a law. Okay, so the effective date is November 6th. And that's the end of the order. Okay, so nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in this order. So what I do want to say is that as a nurse for 23 years and as a person who is into holistic health, I'm a board certified holistic nurse, I'm a certified personal trainer, and I have a certificate in plant-based nutrition. I'm also helping my husband heal his cancer through a whole food plant-based diet, but also doing the less is best with his previous medications. Okay, he didn't take the recommended protocol. We didn't follow the recommended protocol because of my experience and because of my intuition and because of my knowledge, and he's doing amazing. All right, now if you put something on your face and you block the way your body naturally breathes, your body is going to respond to that external stimulus. Now, if you go back to anatomy, if anyone's taken anatomy, you have a right side of your heart and the left side of your heart. Once deoxygenated blood is received from the systemic circulation into the right atrium, it's pumped into the right ventricle, then through the pulmonary artery into the lungs, and then the blood is oxygenating the lungs and returns to the left atrium through the pulmonary veins before passing into the left ventricle and being pumped to the rest of the body. Heart beats. It's constantly doing that. Oxygenated blood, deoxygenated, oxygenated blood, deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood, deoxygenated blood. Breathe oxygen, breathe out CO2. Breathe in oxygen, breathe out CO2. If you put something on your face to block the way your body natural breathing, your body on the internal cellular level has to respond to that external stimulus. Okay, so it is going to have to either work harder by your heart's going to have to beat faster, or you might have to pick up your respiratory rate a little quicker. Now, you might not know this because it just might be 2 extra beats, 5 extra beats. But over time, if you continue to block your breathing, your body is not going to be able to respond appropriately. And the innermost cellular levels of your body is going to cause injury. Now, let's just think of it this way. If you constantly eat a crappy diet, you don't know that your arteries are slowly getting blocked off. Slowly, you might have symptoms, and it might take years. Another way to put this is if you sit all day and you have rounded shoulders, your chest is always contracted, your back muscles are stretched. And if you do this for a year, every single day for just, 8 hours a day, eventually your body is going to break down and you're going to pull a neck muscle or you're going to pull a back muscle. Something is going to happen that's going to cause that injury because of the constant wear and tear, because of the constant overuse of those weak muscles that aren't supposed to be helping you to lean forward. Now, in a positive light, if you've been a sedentary person for many years, and just say you decide to add 20 minutes of exercise a day, whether it's running, high intensity, weight training, and say that before you start to do that, your heart rate, your resting heart rate was 84 beats per minute. And then you add in 20 minutes a day of cardio training, HIIT training, or strength training. After about 3 to 6 months, your body is going to respond by dropping your heart rate down. So now instead of having a heart rate at 84, you could possibly have a heart rate around 64 because your body responded to that external stimulus coming in. And now your heart doesn't have to pump as hard. It's more relaxed, it's more calm, it's stronger, the blood flow is flowing better, you're getting more oxygen, you're taking deeper breaths, you're getting oxygenated blood to your brain, you're getting the exercise post-oxygen consumption, which increases your metabolism for the rest of the day. And then you have the happy hormones. I mean, there's so much that goes on when your body is responding to exercise. But when your body responds to something that's putting something over your face and changing the way that you naturally breathe, there are, at the cellular level, there is damage taking place. All right, well, I hope this video was helpful. I just hope to educate everybody and stay strong out there.